The Knight Rider series, which aired from 1982 to 1986, follows Michael Knight, a modern-day hero fighting crime with the help of his advanced, artificially intelligent car KITT, under the banner of the Foundation for Law and Government. In the first episode, titled Night of the Phoenix Part 1, a young detective is ambushed during a failed police stakeout and presumed dead, but he awakens to find his face altered and his identity changed to Michael Knight by dying billionaire Wilton Knight, who believes one man can make a difference and selects him as a crime fighter. Continuing in Night of the Phoenix Part 2, Michael, now equipped with the prototype car KITT boasting battle tank armor, speeds over 300 miles per hour, and an AI personality, accepts his role to combat evil. Next, in Deadly Maneuvers, Michael probes the suspicious traffic death of an army colonel who uncovered a scam, while KITT braves a perilous missile test area. In Good Day at White Rock, Michael's peaceful vacation is shattered by a motorcycle gang gearing up for war with rivals. Slammin' Sammy's stunt show Spectacular sees Michael infiltrating an auto daredevil show where owners, duped into a shady mortgage, face orchestrated accidents from a crook aiming to seize the business. Just My Bill has Michael guarding a bold state senator targeted for stepping on powerful toes. Not a Drop to Drink involves Devin dispatching Michael to halt a water rights range war. No Big Thing finds Devin jailed in a small town on a minor charge, but things turn lethal when a fellow inmate is murdered by corrupt cops, with Devin as the sole witness in Lyndhurst Flats. Trust Doesn't Rust pits Michael against Carr, KITT's evil survival-obsessed prototype now rampaging free. Inside Out has Michael posing undercover in a retired colonel's theft ring to nab them stealing gold. The final verdict requires Michael to locate a timid accountant who can exonerate a friend from murder but faces arrest for embezzlement. A plush ride turns Michael into a chauffeur bodyguard student to unmask an assassin targeting third world leaders. Forget Me Not hinges on a girl with amnesia who knows an assassination plot against a Latin American president. Hearts of Stone sends Michael undercover in a Central American gunrunning operation called Corazon de Piedras. Give Me Liberty, or Give Me Death involves sabotage in an alternative fuel race, prompting Michael to join and expose the culprit. The Topaz connection leads to Las Vegas after a magazine publisher's murder, tied to an impending exposé. A nice, indecent little town follows a counterfeiter's trail to a village sheltering the criminal under CIA watch. Chariot of Gold investigates Genius Club members' mysterious deaths during an archaeological dig. White Bird sees Michael aiding a lawyer's assistant framed for conspiracy, complicated by her being his pre-identity fiancé. Night Moves has Michael thwarting hijackers preying on independent truckers. Nobody Does It Better deals with a nosy private eye hindering Michael's probe into stolen software secrets. Short Notice forces Michael, after accidentally killing a gang member, to retrieve a kidnapped child for the witnesses' cooperation. Moving to Season 2, Goliath Part 1 and Part 2 feature Michael and KITT clashing with a kid-like truck crafted by Wilton Knight's ex-wife and son for revenge. Brother's Keeper plants Michael in prison to extract an inmate needed by a terrorist bombing threat. Merchants of Death squares Michael and KITT against mercenaries wielding a futuristic attack helicopter. Blind Spot uncovers a businessman exploiting illegal aliens, with a blind woman as the key witness. Return to Cadiz involves a scuba diver hunting Aztec treasure, where KITT hydroplanes on the Finn Quest boat. KITT, the cat has Michael racing an obsessed cop to catch a Robin Hood burglar. Custom KITT uses KITT as lure to trap custom car thieves at a show, while bungling thieves attempt to steal him. Soul Survivor pits Michael against his own car after a whiz kid hacks KITT's memory and boxes him in another vehicle. Ring of Fire protects a Cajun woman from her abusive husband in the Louisiana bayou. Nightmares causes Michael to amnesia revert to his old cop identity Michael long after a dam injury. Silent Night interrupts Michael's Christmas plans when a gypsy boy, witness to a robbery, is hunted for a stolen gold watch. A knight in shining armor chases a killer with a treasure map needing the victim's daughter for the key. Diamonds Aren't a Girl's Best Friend sends Michael to Mexico to bust a talent agent smuggling diamonds via models. White Line Warriors clears car club members falsely accused of burglaries in a coastal town, while Manny pitches a car security system. Race for Life rushes Michael to find a gang leader as the only donor for a girl's transplant. Speed Demons alerts Michael to a potential killer at a Foundation motorcycle race via anonymous letter. Goliath Returns Part 1 and Part 2 revive Nemesis Garth Knight kidnapping Devin, April, and a scientist to force a Kid Goliath rematch. A Good Night's Work has an international crook knowing Michael's past seeking vengeance, while a woman claims her teddy bear design stolen in a related ploy. Mouth of the Snake Part 1 and Part 2 link a government agent, widow, and Michael to an international criminal, stolen rocket launcher, and Boca Culebra code. Let It Be Me poses Michael as a rock band singer to connect a former vocalist's death to an encoded tape. Big Iron buries Michael and KITT in gravel while probing construction equipment thefts. Entering Season 3, Night of the Drones Part 1 and Part 2 expose a scientist using robots and drones to recruit criminals for a Federal Reserve heist. The Ice Bandits trails diamond thieves using a Northern California monastery as cover in wine country. Night of the Fast Lane challenges a murderous owner of a futuristic sports car to a race with KITT as stakes. Halloween Night plagues Bonnie with eerie events after witnessing a murder, aimed at evicting her from her apartment. KITT vs. KARR resurrects car with a stolen laser to destroy Michael and KITT. The Rotten Apples helps a psychologist's ranch for troubled kids against rustlers and hostile townsfolk. Night in Disgrace fires Michael for fake drugs, recruiting him to steal a key from Devon for a crime boss. Dead of Night races to antidote a dancer poisoned instead of Michael. Lost Night separates Michael and memory wiped KITT in an explosion, with KITT aiding a boy pursued by thieves. Night of the Chameleon disguises Michael as a mercenary to recover a stolen jetpack from a master impersonator. Custom-made killer targets an extortionist hiring a hitman with a lethal car to dominate garments. Night by a Nose fakes a racehorse's death to hide gambling debts via black market sale. Junkyard Dog vows revenge on a toxic dump owner after KITT's near destruction in acid. Buyout volunteers Michael to drive an armored limo in a sabotaged missile demo. Nightlines rigs Space Weapons HQ to explode post-construction by an international crook. The 19th hole enters KITT in a rally to probe threats to the sponsor. Night and Nerd kidnaps a scientist's daughter for a weapon scheme. 10-wheel trouble aids truckers against a ruthless corporate takeover. Night in Retreat poses Michael as a scientist to infiltrate a blackmailing club with secret weapons. Night Strike tracks stolen laser rifles at a survivalist convention. Circus Knights joins a circus as daredevils to uncover. Bankruptcy forcing sabotage. For Season 4, Night of the Juggernaut Part 1 and Part 2 has a street gang rebuild smashed KITT to stop a mastermind stealing isotopes, with Devon kidnapped and impersonated. KITT Teenap traps KITT by conspirators to halt Michael. Sky Knight hijacks Bonnie's plane by an ex-agent demanding ransom and prisoner releases. Burial Ground rescues a kidnapped archaeologist from a man claiming oil-rich Indian land sans artifacts. The Wrong Crowd hijacks the Foundation truck for crimes using its computers. Night Sting poses Bonnie as a jet-setter to access an embassy shipping deadly bacteria. Many Happy Returns races to recover a stolen hovercraft before export. Night Racer qualifies Michael for a team hit by accidents to survive an attempt. Night Behind Bars reveals inmates stole hotel security plans for a defense conference. Night Song involves RC3's friend with a developer blocking a revitalizing nightclub. The Scent of Roses depresses Michael post near death, leading to quitting and marrying Stevie. Killer KITT turns KITT against Michael via hacked programming. Out of the Wood stops a sawmill buying pirated timber from national parks. Deadly Nightshade suspects a magician of murders despite stage alibis. Redemption of a Champion features a retired boxer risking death in a comeback, with cameos. Night of a Thousand Devils uses a dune buggy race as mobster escape cover. Hills of Fire sets forest fires to mask a drug deal, escaping rough terrain. Night Flight to Freedom captures Michael rescuing a U.S. prisoner amid a coup. Fright Night blames movie set accidents on a phantom. Night of the Rising Sun abducts a boy descendant of a terrorist cult by a Japanese businessman. Voodoo Night induces crimes and suicides in an archaeological team via a voodoo princess. This comprehensive rundown covers the thrilling arcs of all 90 episodes, showcasing Michael's crusades against various villains, leveraging KITT's ingenuity in high-stakes adventures across diverse settings from deserts to cities, always championing justice. 467673 times 10 to the 30,012.